Then finally, Mr. Kilukumi, you know, you cited King Solomon. And this court treats Holy Scriptures very seriously. You came up with, you say there is victory. Because in King Solomon's story, the protagonists were distinguished mothers. But here, you called them two gentlemen. But I also remember that one of the mothers who turned out, or the mother claimants, who according to Solomonic wisdom could not have been the mother, is the one who was saying, cut the baby. But the other one, I remember, said, no, let her take the baby. Because what she was interested in is to preserve the baby. Would you be willing to advise? I rest my case.
A light moment was witnessed on Thursday's hearing at the Supreme Court, where the President-elect William Ruto's lawyers were submitting their responses in defense of his victory in the August election. And a senior counsel, Kioko Kilukumi, one of Ruto's lawyers, caught the attention of Justice Smokin Wanjala with his call for Apex Court to apply a biblical analogy of King Solomon's wisdom in determining petition outcome and uphold Ruto's victory. Kilukumi narrated the popular biblical narrative of two mothers who gave birth at the same time and one of the infants died. Then they both went seeking Solomon's wisdom, with each claiming the live baby. And King Solomon suggested cutting the baby into two so that each of the women could have a piece, and while one of them approved, the other pleaded, saying the child would rather just be given to the other woman. And with this, King Solomon discerned the baby's real mother was the one who refused for it to be cut into half, and hence he gave it to her. In the same way, Kilukumi argued that the presidential election represented the baby, while the two mothers are his client Ruto and Raila Odinga, who is the petitioner in this case. The lawyer compared Honorable Raila Odinga to the woman who was not the true mother of the baby in the biblical story, who he said that by asking the court to nullify election was also seeking to have the metaphorical baby split into two. And I will quote what Kioko Kilukumi said. Today you don't have mothers competing for this baby. You have two gentlemen, each one of them claiming the baby. What does the petitioner ask you to do? Just like the days of Solomon, he is telling you, give me the baby. The baby is mine. And during the days of Solomon, there was no DNA, and therefore he could not easily make up a decision on whose baby is this. He, Odinga, goes on to tell you, if you cannot give me the baby, slice it into two. And he went on to allow the metaphorical baby the name Baby Victory, whose DNA is said was enshrined in the IBC's forms, ultimately calling on the court to rule in favor of Ruto as the duly elected winner of the August polls. And with the story of Baby Victory, Kioko Kilukumi said, Baby Victory has a clear DNA. Its DNA is also captured in the original forms 34A and 34B. Don't divide the baby. Give it to the true mother of this child, because no mother would want her baby chopped into two. I urge the court to give the baby to the legitimate and lawful father, who is Honorable William Samuel Ruto. That is what Kioko Kilukumi said. Justice Wanjala on his part intimated that Kilukumi had left out the last bit of the Bible story, where the real mother of the child pleaded with Solomon to instead give the baby to her opponent instead of killing it. In the same way, he posed a challenge to Kilukumi to inquire if his team was willing to give up the victory to Odinga instead of running the risk of having it. I will quote how Justice Smokin Wanjala responded to Kioko Kilukumi. You cited King Solomon, and the court treats Holy Scriptures very seriously. The protagonists were distinguished mothers, but here you call them two gentlemen. I also remember that one of the mothers who turned out that, according to Solomonic wisdom, could not have been the mother was the one saying, "Cut the baby," but the other one said, "No, let her take the baby," because her interests were to preserve the baby. Justice Wanjala then began to add, "Would you be willing to advise?" leaving his next, very obviously words trailing off as the court burst out into laughter. "I rest my case," he concluded.